It is rookie mini camp where the rookies come in after the draft and they will have practices for the next, well, starting Friday, yesterday, today, and tomorrow. And then after that, it's pretty much on to the activities before the season. And we have a little bit of news, nothing to worry about, coming out of Detroit Lions camp. That Jahmyr Gibbs, the 12th overall pick that we took in last month's draft, had a little ankle issue, but nothing to worry about. Coming from the Detroit Free Press, Ray Agnew got in front of the media today, and when he was asked about Jahmyr, here's what he had to say. He had a little tweak, but no big issue. He'll be fine. We're just being safe with it. And that is a smart move. Now, anybody who is concerned about this, ready to call Jahmyr a bust or have issues about he was taken too high, he was a reach, which I've been hearing for literally the last 2 weeks. We drafted a hurt wide receiver that you were fine with never taking the field in year one, and yet a guy can't tweak his ankle. Have you ever tried to walk outside? You can tweak your ankle walking outside. So this is not a big deal, nothing to worry about. But going on to probably the bigger news of the day, the Detroit Lions have 2 spots on their roster. We are currently up to 88 spots after the remaining draft pick signed and then the free agents that we took after the draft. That will leave 2 spots. And out of those 2 spots, we brought in some players for tryout. Now, there were some announced last week. We had Darius Shepard from the XFL, and he was announced. But there have been some additions to that list. Let's take a look now. Coming from Pride of Detroit, in attendance was Derek Deese, Obina Eze, and Darren Paulo. These guys were on the team last year. They're just getting some work in. But here are the 10 players trying out for the team. Wide receiver, Dylan Drummond. Wide receiver, Darius Shepard, as mentioned earlier. Defensive lineman, Julian Taylor. Defensive lineman, Ja'Cory Johns. Defensive lineman, Wyatt Ray. Defensive cornerback, David Vereen. Cornerback, Demeek Brandon. Safety, Chris Bacon. Safety, Xavier Bell. And kicker, John Parker Romo. I don't think there's any relation to Tony Romo. Now, these guys have an opportunity to make the initial 90-man roster and secure those 2 spots for the time being. That will put us at the limit of 90. And then that list will be taken into the preseason. It might not be the same. Of those 90 men, we still could bring somebody and release someone else, but that will go essentially into when we start the season. Remember, there's only 1 cut this year. There used to be cuts after every preseason game. I want to say we would go from 90 to maybe 83, 80, somewhere around there. After preseason game week 2, we would go drop down another. And then the biggest cut would happen after preseason game 3. Then we would field the practice squad. So the 53-man roster will be filled, and then the 16-man practice squad. So essentially 21 people that were on the 90-man roster will no longer be with the Detroit Lions come kickoff September 7th. So I don't know much about these guys, so you can look them up. I will leave the Pride of Detroit link in the description, and you can look them up and find out what you need to find out. I just wanted to get you this information as we begin our journey to the 2023 NFL season. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Also, just one thing. If this background is distracting, let me know. I will change it, limit the movement in here. I also put up a poll in my community post if it's distracting. I've been told by some that it is distracting, so let me know. Also, we are very close to 11,100 subs, so consider subscribing if you haven't already for more daily Detroit Lions content. You guys are awesome. Take care of yourself and each other. And listen, Jahmyr Gibbs will be fine. If you were happy with Jameson Williams, you'll be just happy with this. He'll be just fine. So relax. And as always, go Lions.